Hello, in this video what I want to do is create our parent class that all of our controllers are going to extend, and we're going to call that application. So we're going to have an application class, and that will be our parent class that all of our controllers extend. So our controllers are actually going to be child classes of application. So inside of our core directory, let's go ahead and create a new file. And we're going to call that application.php. And let's go ahead and open up PHP tags, and we'll do class application. Okay, right on. All right, so we also have some pretty cool functions, magic function here or magic method rather, that PHP gives us. So called public function, and this is going to be 2 underscores construct, and we're going to do something on construct, and what this does actually is, see, the construct function will fire when the object is instantiated, and that's really important because we can do something every single time an object's instantiated with this construct function here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to create 2 methods inside this application, and so to access those we're going to use this set reporting, okay, and then this unregister globals, okay. And so that will happen every single time this application class is instantiated. And we're not going to be instantiating this directly with our application, but our child classes will, our controllers will. And so let's go ahead and set those up, and we're going to just make those private. Set reporting. And just for good measure, let's go ahead and start these with an underscore because it's private. It's a private method. So here we'll just underscore, and then go ahead and create another method here. So private function unregister globals. Okay, so the first one we'll do is our set reporting, and what we're going to do is set a constant up in our config file called debug. So if debug, we haven't created that yet, but if that's set, then we're going to do error reporting all, and we're going to do ini set display errors. All right, and then we'll do an else, and else error reporting all, and oops. Display errors false. We'll do another ini set log errors 1, and then ini set error log. Then what we're going to do is set up that, so we'll say root ts temp ts logs ts errors.log. So what we need to do now is basically we need to set up this debug. So let's jump over to our config.php. I'm actually going to put this above our other one. So let's see, why isn't Adam cooperating here? Okay, I don't know, my tab key stopped working. So define debug, and I'm going to set this to true, not true. Okay, so now we have this error here, and it shows if this works correctly. If I set this to false, say this, we wouldn't want to give this information out if this were on a live server. I have made a mistake. So let's go back to our application here, and this error reporting right here, my else statement. I'm going to set that to 0. Okay, and then let's jump back over here. I looked that up in the PHP manual, and something is still not correct. Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. So this error is happening before it even reaches our application, because we're trying to call something that hasn't been instantiated yet. So this will work, and so let's just assume it works for now and get rid of this die, and we'll come back and make sure that works later. So we'll go back to config. For now, set this to true. Obviously, if we don't have a controller, it's going to go ahead and show that because it can't load this application just yet. So set reporting, that happens here. We're calling that function, but nothing's actually instantiating this application class yet. So in the unregistered globals, what we want to do is there's this thing that was a great idea but became a security risk with PHP application development. There was this thing came out called registered globals, and what would happen was you would have in your cookies or sessions or post or get or all these like global arrays, if those were set, it would create variables inside your PHP application for you that you could use. Now it sounds like a great idea, but what happens is, let's say, for instance, I have a variable on my page called ID, and let's say I use that to update a database or delete a database row or something like that. Well, what could happen is people could post or even use a get variable, and they could, even though you hadn't intended to do this, they could change one of the variables to be ID. And what would happen is that would override your ID variable on your page, and it would register that global. So what we're going to do is just kind of like get rid of that altogether. We're still going to have our global arrays like session, cookie, post, get, server, all of that, but we're just basically make sure that register globals is not being used. So that's what this method is all about. So we're going to just do an if statement here, and we're going to say if I get, okay, register underscore globals, okay. Let's go ahead and set up an array here, and we're going to say globals array, okay. And inside that, we're going to go ahead and do underscore session underscore cookie underscore post underscore get. And we're doing this simply just for security reasons. This isn't going to make or break our application, but it just could help out with if you do use this for a project, you know, it's just a good idea to go ahead and do this. And then the last one is files. All right, so we'll go ahead and unregister globals for all of those. So we're going to do a for each. We'll do a for each globals array as, let's just say G for global. because I feel lazy right now. So we're going to loop through each one of these, and then we need to loop through each one of those arrays. So do another for each loop inside of here. So for each globals as, let's do this as a key value pair of this. And then we'll say if globals key is equal to value, then we're going to unset globals Alright, so I know that's kind of nested there, kind of 4 levels deep, which I don't really like doing, but just we're going to loop through the globals arrays. So for every session, cookie, post, get, this should be underscore request server in environment and files. We're going to loop through those, and then we're going to loop through those right here, and we're going to check if the globals array, if those equal the value here, then we're just going to unset the globals. So that unregisters those globals, and that should be good to go. So in the next video, what we're going to do is actually build our controller class so that we can instantiate this application class from our controllers. So again, the way this is going to work is this is our parent class. We're going to have a controller class under this, and then we're going to extend those one more time with our actual controllers for our application. And so each time one of those, it will instantiate the controller class, which will in turn instantiate the application class. All right, so I hope that helps, and have a wonderful day.